Hello, Atlanta Athletic Club. Matt Check, PGA Teaching Pro here at the club. Let's do a quick tip this week on adding width to your backswing to give you a better pivot and more consistent strikes through the golf ball. So let's start with what I see incorrectly too much of the time. Well, incorrectly would be somebody that folds their arms too much, and in their brain or their thought process, that kind of helps them turn. Okay, well, what happens is if you start to fold your arms, they get disconnected. And even though when you actually do turn, the arms get too far stuck behind you. When you look at it from this angle, if I was just to fold my arms and then turn, I may be a person that looks like the left arm is too flat or across the chest. So, how do we fix this? And what's a good way of fixing it? Well, if we look at our trail arm or our right arm for a right handed golfer, if we had it completely straight, we're going to call that 180 degrees. And this would be 90. Well, they've done studies, and a golfer um, on a high level never actually gets that right elbow to 90 degrees on the backswing. They're somewhere in that 100, 110 range. So they don't really fold the elbow as much as an amateur. And amateurs would get there and really start to fold that right arm. And what happens is it's hard to get width and you get a fake turn. So as we set up, I want you to do this little quick drill on the range and just put your trail hand only on the grip. We're down here a little lower where it normally would be. And just take a backswing about shoulder height and go ahead and put that elbow into a mini flex position, not straight, definitely not 90 degrees, somewhere in between straight and 90, and stop right here. Now, what's going to happen is I want you to take your lead arm and pull it onto that grip. You're going to start to feel a much different stretch than you might have normally. So when I start to take this lead arm all the way back to this grip, I start to feel a different kind of pivot, a different kind of turn than maybe I was doing prior. And getting the feel of this at shoulder height is going to kind of resonate in your brain, and hopefully you can put that into play as you hit some golf balls. Now, if you get to this position and then you start to fold the arms, that's not near as detrimental as somebody that starts to fold it right away. So let's go ahead and kind of get the feeling of this, how you would do it on the range. So I set up, kind of take it back, a little bit flex, feel it, don't lose contact with the ball. Now that front shoulder should be coming kind of towards my chin. And then I can take a golf swing and kind of feel that before I get in here and hit it. So now I got the good feeling. I'm going to take it back to that spot, maybe even a little farther if I want to hit a full shot, and go from there. That was my first swing of the day, so let me try that again. Boom, boom, and here we go. As we set up for a golf stance, you don't want to get to the golf ball by knee flex. You want to get there by hip hinge. So if you thought about yourself as all completely on a Velcro wall, barely flex those knees off the Velcro and then start to pull the chest off the wall. That's going to get our sternum pointed down here towards the golf ball, and that's going to put us in a good position so we can stay still on the backswing and hit balls in that fashion. Too many times I see people that get too much knee bend, chest up, and then it's very difficult to swing on plane. You have to kind of drop it on plane. So that would be the first thing. And then the next thing, I'm giving you a lot today, but just kind of pick and choose what you think might help you. I think a lot of people can help their swing a lot hitting flat footed. So try to keep both feet planted until impact. Now, if you want to come up afterwards, that's great. But we don't need a whole lot of the knees and legs. That's normally compensation. That's normally stuff to help flaws in our golf swing. So if you were to get your good setup, hit a couple shots flat footed, and maybe always put the ball slightly more forward in your stance than normal, and try not to pull the ball. So that's kind of another way that you can intentionally help your golf swing without really thinking about fundamentals. So I'm going to put the ball a little more forward than normal. I'm going to stay flat footed. I'm going to hip hinge from the waist. And I'm going to hit balls like that. Hope these tips helped you, and hope to see you around the club soon. Thank you.